Also, I just realized my laundry basket's in the background. I totally should have like moved that, but oh well, we're continuing.
Like your body's in the room, but you're not really there. Like you have empathy inside, but you don't really care. Like you're fresh out of love, but it's been in the air. My best repair. A little bit tired of trying to care when I don't. A little bit tired of quick repairs to cold. A little bit tired of sinking. There's water in my boat. I'm barely breathing, trying to see your float.
Hi all my beautiful wonderful people, my name is Lexi and welcome back to my channel, and today we are finally going to be talking about my Purple Kiss Headway tour and doing this kind of vlog sit down chat about it because I didn't vlog very well, but I did vlog a little bit. So this is kind of gonna be like the overarching video, and then like the vlog pieces will be spliced throughout. It will make sense as you watch it. Let's start pre-concert. Something we've done since the ATEEZ concert, me and mom, which you can watch the ATEEZ vlog concert here, is we've done freebies. So I can crochet. So I usually crochet something, mom does the beads, we put them together, and then we pass them out, and we usually make a photo card. So I still have some left over from Purple Kiss, so I thought I would show you what they ended up looking like in the end. We made 25 for each member, or no, 20 for each member for each stop, and we went to 3 stops. But here is Yuki's. So you can see it's a wing and it has her name, and we put on these little embellishments to it, and we just put it on this backer card. And then we usually make some kind of freebie. So this is the back design I did, and I put the 3 stops that I went on specifically. So that way, regardless of where you got it from us, you would have your tour stop date on there. And then the front, it would be a picture of Yuki. So that is what me and mom make. It always takes us a while to make them, but we enjoy making them. So that's part 1 of pre-concert. Let's talk about the drama with my tickets. That was my own fault. But so when it came to ticketing was December 20th and the tour wasn't until February. So after I purchased the tickets, like I was super excited. I purchased our Atlanta tickets and I purchased our Orlando tickets. I think I was in charge of both of those, and mom purchased Tampa, I believe. Originally for Atlanta, we were all going to be general admission. So me, my partner, and my mom. So I bought 3 general admission tickets for Atlanta. And then for Orlando, yes, I bought VVIP, which is 1 step down from the everything ticket. But I also bought 1 selfie ticket at this time. That is 3 general admission tickets and 1 selfie ticket for Atlanta, and then 2 VVIP tickets and 1 selfie ticket for Orlando. There's a total of 9, right? 4, 5, 6, 7, I can't count. 7 different tickets that should be in my email box from Leo Present. And I had nothing. I had absolutely nothing. And I was like, well, maybe they haven't sent it out yet. Maybe they sent it out closer to the concert. And then I was like going through my stuff and I realized I don't have a receipt. Like I don't even have in my email like a receipt, but I had like my confirmation number and like my screenshot from when I purchased the tickets that I posted on Instagram, and thank God for that. And so I was like emailing. It was at this point, it was like 2 weeks out from Atlanta, a week out from Atlanta, and I'm like panicking because I'm like, oh my God, what are we gonna do if I can't get access to these tickets? Like we're going, and I'm like emailing like every single day. No, like I emailed for 3 days in a row, like every single day, and nobody like emailed me back. Leo Presents has no sort of number, nothing, and it was just like silence. And I'm like freaking out, right? Because like I said, at this point, it's like the Wednesday before this Atlanta, or like a Wednesday out, like 1 week, Wednesday or 1 week away from like Saturday's like Atlanta concert, which was the starting point of our tour for me and mom. And so I'm like freaking out. I'm like, oh my God. And I'm like, thank God for like Shy and Rachel and the K-pop hag, because I was like messaging all of them and being like, I don't know. And they were trying to like help me and find other people to like email and stuff. It was a mess. I was like freaking out. Luckily, I was able to get in contact with somebody, and you know what it was? You know what it was? My dumb ass, my dumb self. I guess I don't know what I did, but basically what I did was I took my personal email and my work email and combined them, like, so like half of the email that I used when I signed, like when I bought my tickets, was my personal email, and then the other half was my work email. So I don't know what was going on in my brain that day when I was buying the tickets and I was putting in my email to send them the tickets. Like, I guess I started being like, oh, I should send it to my personal, and then for whatever reason I was like, no, I guess I should send it to my work email. But I didn't make sure that the whole thing, like, I don't know. Yeah. So, but I ended up getting the tickets. You know, I had a copy of them. I both saved them and printed them, so we had them and we didn't have to worry about it. So that's the pre-concert shenanigans for the most part. And then exactly like 3 days, maybe 2 days before Atlanta, I see somebody on Instagram is selling their everything ticket for Atlanta, and they are selling it for the everything tickets. I think were $200. They were selling it for like $150. It was whatever exactly half of the everything ticket is. So if the everything ticket was like $150, they sold it for $125. Because I remember being like, it's literally half price. Like, they're selling their everything ticket for half price. And like, I contacted them, I talked to them, I asked my mom and my partner, I was like, would y'all be mad if I did everything and you guys were just general admission? And they were like, no, because like, you know, they would be with each other and I wouldn't just be completely abandoning them. And so very, very last minute, I got an everything ticket for Atlanta. And so I did everything for Atlanta, which if you're not familiar with Leo Presents, everything tickets are really like, they're only like like I said, about $250. And they include a lot. I like doing tours with Leo Presents. I'm gonna be sad for the day that Perky gets super big and doesn't use Leo Presents anymore, because they do very small groups. And Perky will get that big one day. I'm not listening to any negativity from anybody. So the everything ticket includes the fan sign event with Purple Kiss, where it's a fan sign event, they sign something for you. A group photo, like a typical group photo with like just a random amount of people that are also there with you. The sound check, they call it a U plus photo, so it's like a group photo. So it's a group photo with Perky, but just you and nobody else. So it's all 6 members and you. And then it comes with a selfie bundle, which is all a selfie with all 6 members. And and high touch. I think that's all for $225. Oh, and then the concert ticket. Obviously, you don't have to pay for that separately. On the morning of Atlanta, we left a little bit late because I overslept and I didn't want to get up, honestly, because I worked the night before. So I got off at 1 a.m. and we had to leave around 8. And of course, in typical me and mom fashion, what do we do when we go to Atlanta? We must stop at K-pop stores, and we looked at around. I didn't actually end up buying anything at any of the K-pop stores because I bought a lot of merch at the Atlanta stop. The good thing about going to 3 stops was I was able to buy all my merch at 1 stop, and I didn't have to worry about it ever, like, for the rest of the tour, which was really nice. And luckily for Atlanta was very, very, like, of the 3 stops we did, I think Atlanta was the most chill. Tampa would have been like would be in second place for me. And Orlando was like chaotic. I was like so very glad that like Orlando was my second stop and not my only stop, because it was just very chaotic and crazy. And we'll get to Orlando when we get to Orlando. But yeah, so we like checked out the K-pop stores, and I didn't want to go super early because one, I had everything for Tampa, and I didn't want to make mom and Oliver have to like chill and wait there too early since they didn't have everything. We got food before we went, and yeah, it was just super, super fun. And then I got in line for everything ticket things. I was like near the end of the line because again, I wasn't too like, I'm never somebody that's super pressed on like my spot for the most part. I think I was like, I know there were 70 tickets sold for everything. I think I was like number 57 or something like that. So I was like near the end of the line, which again, I didn't really care about. But I almost messed up my fan sign because I didn't realize we had started, like they started moving the line. And for Festa, they lined us up outside, but then brought us all into the building and then started the fan sign. But because of the way the Atlanta one was, they would line us up outside and then you would like walk in and then walk back out and re-line up outside. But I didn't realize when they were bringing us inside, it was to bring us inside to actually start the fan sign, because like I didn't realize. And so as we were walking in to Atlanta, I'm like chit-chatting with the people in line with me. We're talking about like Purple Kiss and like other groups and ATs, because of course. So we're talking, we're just chatting. I signed up for the like Purple Kiss's B stage because they gave, if you signed up for the B stage during tour and you showed them that you were a member and signed up for it, they gave you like a free postcard. It's cute. It's in their season greetings, like outfits, and it has cute little messages on the back from them. Dosie's makes me laugh. I really love Dosie's message on the back of it because it says, it's like, I like potato chips. It's like, this is what I learned in English class, and like signed Dosie. And I think it's, I love it. I think it's so iconic. I freaking love her. But anyway, that's not the point. Well, I guess before the fan sign, actually, let's back it up a little bit. My bad. I did buy merch before the fan sign. So I bought my merch, my mom's merch, my boyfriend's merch, and I got a couple photo card packs for some friends. So like, I got everything out of the way in Atlanta. And that way also Mom and Oliver didn't have to worry about getting in line for merch during the with GA, like it was just done. And when I got out of finished buying merch, I gave it all to them and they walked it over to the car for me, so that way I wouldn't have to carry it, obviously, while I was doing the rest of the VIP stuff, because like I said, they kind of just had us going like this all day. And at that time I also did the photo booth. I don't have all my pictures here, like my photo booth pictures within reach. Actually, the only thing I have is like this. So you got this, and then you had the one with like, they were really expensive. They were $15 each, but I did OT6 between my 3 stops, because of course I did. But this was like the part that was attached to it. So you had your, like, you and the member you chose, and then there was a group photo with like their signatures, and at the bottom, I don't know if it will like focus. Okay, yeah, it says like the stop and the date. So I have one for all 3 of my stops and for each of the members. Some of the members I actually have more than one because I messed up my pattern, and so I had to fix it. Anyway, that's not the point right now. So I did that. So I did do that. And the reason I did this, well, I was going to do this regardless, but they also were doing a raffle for these. They didn't do it in Orlando. They skipped it in Orlando, but in Atlanta and Tampa they did it. And if you won the raffle for this, you got like a signed version of the film strips that the girls made. I never saw them. I never saw the winners, like their prize, but that's what I was like told that they won, which is really cool. And also, we'll talk about this a little later in the video actually. They were doing another giveaway. They did a lot of giveaways during tour this time around too, which was really fun. But yeah, so I almost missed the fan sign because I don't realize. And so my cards, like I brought I think it was the bunny blanket cards that I brought to be signed for Atlanta. And so like they were still sleeved. And if you know like anything about my Purple Kiss collection, they were double sleeved. And so luckily one of the girls in line was like super nice, and she I'm like, I can see Yuki, who starts the fan sign. Like, I can see her. Like, we're like 4th, 5th in line. And I'm like trying to like take them out of the sleeves and get them in like order. Because they like, also at Festa, they like told us the order that the girls were going to appear in the fan sign. And was like, you know, this is the order that you guys are going to see them. Like, make sure you have your stuff ready to be signed for them in that order. So that way when you get up there, you can just like hand it to them and get them to sign it. And so I was just so completely frazzled that in Atlanta, I just like didn't say anything. And I was very focused on like trying to not smudge like my photo cards as they were signing them, that like I forgot to say anything to them. Like there was one point I remember specifically that like I gave Dozie her card to sign. and the person in front of me was talking, I think it was Ire next, and she was still like talking and chatting with Ire or Cheyenne or somebody, and like Dozy was like looking at me to say something, and I just kept staring at Dozy like hi. And Dozy was just kind of like, hi again. I was just like, please get me out of here. I am too awkward for this. So that was really funny. And yeah, so that ended the fan sign. And then, like I said, we went around the building again. And when we went around the building again, it was to line up this time for the group photo. And I was very excited because during the group photo, I actually got to like kneel on the ground next to Swan, except for I was in a long skirt. And so when I was kneeling on the ground, that was fine. Like it was fine, but trying to get up, my skirt kept getting caught under my like shoes, and I was going to grab the chair, but then I didn't want them to think I was trying to touch Swan, and I didn't want to get in trouble. And so I like kind of like very gingerly like touched the chair to like help myself up, but then like my skirt got caught underneath my shoes again, and so then I almost fell again, and I was just like, please get me out of here. And Swan was like, are you okay? And I was like, yes, please don't. Like, I am so awkward, it's awful. And I was just like, please. I was both very happy to like be able to like kneel, like be the one chosen to kneel beside like Swan, but also like mortified because I was like, I'm like making this worse, like please stop. Also, I noticed after that for both Orlando and Tampa, they stopped having people kneel. They were just like, we're just taking this part out of the group photo, y'all just gonna have to stand in the back. And I was like, is it because of me? Is it because I kept like falling? Like, so I'm so sorry, guys. I will take full responsibility for like us being denied to kneel on the ground because apparently I'm too clumsy. So that happened. And then we went around and got lined up again, and we were outside again. And again, like I said, I was just chit-chatting with everybody. At this point, I didn't pass out any of our freebies for Atlanta. Actually, Mom and Oliver did it since they were a part of GA, so they just kept wandering around while I kept doing Russian roulette around the building, or ring around the rosy around the building. They just were passing out the freebies. During all of this, like getting in line, I did actually get to meet the K-pop hag, and we exchanged freebies because I saved a gold one for her and she saved a pack for me, so we could exchange. So that was very nice to like get to meet Haley, and we'll talk about more about like Haley later on in the video because I was very, very happy to meet Haley. I also met Coco Trades at the Atlanta stop, and we talked a little bit on and off too during all of it, and it was just so much fun to meet mutuals. We finally got let in and we did sound check. Soundcheck was a lot of fun. There were these girls off to like the right side of me who were having a blast, and they were hyping up the girls, and Swan was enjoying it and eating it up. It was just a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun soundcheck wise. After soundcheck, I kind of just kept sitting in like I was like in the 4th row for soundcheck. Atlanta was a seated venue, which was really nice, but yeah, I was like in the 4th row, but I told like my mom and Oliver that I would like move to wherever they were sitting because I didn't feel comfortable like saving them like 2 seats when they didn't have VIP. And I was okay with like moving because again, I knew I was going to go on to 2 extra stops after Atlanta. I was very just like chill with Atlanta. I was just like, I'm not stressing about anything. I just want to do what I paid for and have a good time and vibe. But that's kind of like my energy all the time for concerts. Like, I'm not one of those people that's like, I have to camp out, I have to be here at this time, and I have to do this, and I want to like make sure I get this, do this thing. I'm not most things I'm not like that. I'm kind of like I want to do this thing and I'm gonna take a chill. Like, if they tell me to come here, I'm gonna come at this time. If they tell me not to show up, I'm not gonna show up. Like, I'm a very like go with the flow kind of person. And I enjoy things more when I'm like that versus like being like all the time. So that's just so I moved. So Oliver and mom like were like a little ways back, but you could still see like Perky for Atlanta was pretty empty, but that weekend for Perky was like, they chose a bad weekend to go, because literally the next week, I think like 4 days after Perky in Atlanta was NCT in Atlanta. So like everybody had just spent money on seeing NCT, and so nobody was like buying the Perky ticket. So Atlanta was like it was pretty empty, and it made me really sad, because I know there were so many people that I knew that were like, if it wasn't for the fact that NCT had just like announced their tour, they announced their tour and put tickets on sale before Purple Kiss. So they were like, I would have like saved a little bit more, or like changed the way I did my like off time or like my hotel, so that way I could have done both. So it was a little sad. I'm worried that they might not choose to ever come back to Atlanta because of it, but I'm happy I got to see them this time nonetheless. Like in the middle-ish section, but off to the left side, we had the 3 in seats of the middle-ish section of it, and it was mom, Oliver, and me. But at some point mom decided to move to like the back of the auditorium, so because if you follow mom on her channel, she uploads like the complete concerts, like she films the entire concert and uploads it on YouTube. She wanted to sit further back so she could get like a full like view of the stage, and so she moved back there. And so the in seat right next to me and Oliver was empty, which this will be relevant for later. Okay, it will be relevant for later. But before they came in, I like went up to the front and I was talking to Haley, who was like, she was second row, I believe, which like, good for you, girl. I was so proud of her. I was like, look at you getting so close to the stage. We were chit-chatting until Oz came in, and we were all talking about the Polaroid giveaway event, and I helped a couple people in the front row like sign up for it, do it. So basically what you had to do for the Polaroid event, it was done through this company, who was also the company that did the photo booth. They provided the photo booth, and I cannot think of the name of it. I think it's Cover. Leo Presents, they did it together. And essentially what you had to do was, when you got to the venue, you had to upload a photo. You could do it to your Instagram stories or to your personal feed. I did both for all 3 of my stops. And what you did was you uploaded the photo, you would tag Purple Kiss, Leo Presents, and Conver, and then you would use, like, they had 3 specific hashtags that you had to use, and you would use that, you would post it, and then it was like 30 minutes before the concert was supposed to start, they would DM 6 winners, because there's 6 members of Purple Kiss, so 6 people would, like, for each member, 1 person would get a Polaroid, and it was random. But yeah, so they would DM you. I was like at the front talking to Haley when one of the other girls like freaked out and went running, and I was like, oh my god, like, they're announcing the Polaroid winners. And me, Oliver, and mom all signed up to do it. So I checked mine. I didn't win. And I was like, dang. But I was like, oh, I need to make sure that mom and Oliver go check theirs, like check their phones. And so I tell Oliver, and then I run off to go tell mom. And then Oliver comes back to me, who is my boyfriend. I don't know if I explained that. Oliver is my boyfriend. Oliver comes back to me, and he's like, I won. And I was like, baby, go, like, go. He's like, you want me to go? I was like, yeah, it's your Instagram, you need to go, like, go talk to them, go tell them. And he goes, and he comes back, and I'm like, who did you get? And he was like, he like shows me, and he pulled a Go On Polaroid. I'm not gonna show you the Polaroids, you're just gonna have to know. So yeah, so he was given from the magical Polaroid bag, as I like to call it, because it was the same girl that did it the entire tour. She would literally reach into the bag and just like pull out a Polaroid, and that's what you got. So Oliver got a Go On, and so we got a Go On Polaroid for Atlanta, and that was super, super cool. way to start the Purple Kiss tour in Atlanta. And of course, like I said, it was like 30 minutes before that, so you're like, we were on the high of like, really, I was like, go baby go, like you got that Polaroid, which he was kind enough to give to me. So I have it in my collection now, so thank you, baby. I don't know if you're watching this, but thank you. Like, you know, we're on the high of like, we got this freaking Polaroid, like we won the event. And then the concert starts.
아니, sorry. 너 자꾸 누구랑 통화하는 거야? Why do you keep calling? My ex-boyfriend. I'm sorry, but during the show you cannot be on your phone. 자, 그러면 전 남자친구한테 전화 온 수환이 발표해볼게요. Then how about Swan, who keep getting calls from her ex-boyfriend, talk about how they feel?
And the concert was great. Swan was in like so fun and so playful this night. So was like Yuki, Doji, all of them. They were just like having a great time on stage, and you could tell the energy in the audience was good for the most part. Like sometimes it would get really quiet and like the energy was kind of low, and then like it would pick back up again, and then it would get kind of low again. So it was like fluctuating, but for overall, like it was a really fun concert. And then it comes to like the section of the concert where you know, if you've ever been to a K-pop concert, they always like are like, okay, we're leaving, bye. But really they're just like preparing for the encore. And so it got to that part of the concert, and I didn't hear it, but Oliver tells me that they said that if we want them to come out later, that we have to stay sitting. And I was like, why do we have to? I was like salty. I was like, why do we have to sit for encore? Like, why can't I stand? I was like, I want to stand and cheer and like have fun for encore. He was like, my boy, I kid you not, my boyfriend looked me in the eyes and he said, Swan said to sit down. And I said, yes, sir, I will sit. Swan said to sit, I will sit. For this tour, they had like this like little automated message that would play where they were like being like, yay, thank you, Plory, for this tour. And it was really cute. And then they came back out for encore and everybody sat down. Everybody was good. And then for encore, they came out into the crowd. And I had no idea. Like, I had no idea this was gonna happen. And like the sitting thing didn't trigger in my brain. Apparently I was the only one that didn't realize that that was gonna happen when they said like stay seated. But I didn't. And they were in the crowd and I was like, this is so cool. And like I said, because like, so I was like 3 seats away from the aisle because like I said, me and mom, it was like mom, Oliver, and me, but mom left but that seat stayed empty and then it was Oliver and me. And so I was like, oh my God, they're gonna be like close. I'm so excited. I was so excited. And I was having a great time. We were singing, we were getting along. And then the moment happens, which my boyfriend is calling me. So we will get back to the moment in just a second. Okay, I'm back. Phone call. He's giving me a Snapple. But anyway, so they're in the crowd, they're hanging out, I'm singing along. I think it was like the way that was playing at this part to set the scene. So I'm like, also, I'm the type of person that scream sings the song. Like, I don't really sing, so like I'm out of tune. I'm singing, okay? I'm having a good time, okay? Okay, don't judge me when you see this clip, okay? But cue the most exciting part of my life to ever happen. Okay, you're back. Yeah. Cheyenne sat next to us. She obviously was like, gave the mic to Oliver first, but Oliver was being cute and shy and like turns away, and then she notices that like I'm like shouting and I'm like having a rant. I was like freaking out, and she like passes the mic to me, and I was like, oh my god. I do get quieter when she passes the mic to me because I'm like, girl, y'all don't want me to ruin this concert. But I was so excited, so much so that when I rewatched this clip that we got, I didn't realize Swan was even there. I didn't realize that Swan was there at the same time that this was happening, that she was like behind Cheyenne. I had no idea. And as a Swan bias, I feel like I failed. But also I'm so OT6, it doesn't even matter. Like I couldn't believe that this situation was real, that it happened to me, that I was experiencing it. I was just like on cloud nine. It was on cloud nine. And I maintained being on cloud nine for the rest of the tour, honestly. After this, you know, the concert ends. This was the second to last song they did, because I think they do autopilot after this, and that's how we end the concert, if I remember correctly. You know, after that, they split everybody up, so they grouped everything together again, and at this point, they didn't care about your numbers anymore for everything. And so me and Haley stayed in line together, which was really fun because we got to talk about like just different things like collecting, YouTube, Purple Kiss, the concert, of course. It was really fun to be able to do like the everything portion at the end with Haley and just be able to talk. I had a wonderful time. I don't know, I feel like I jab a lot and I talk a lot, and hopefully I didn't annoy her, but I was just like, it also made me miss like Rachel. I missed Rachel so much because the first time I got to see Perky was with Rachel, and I couldn't help but think like this would be so fun if like all three of us could have been here together. Yeah. Rachel, I love you too. I love you, Haley. Thank you for making my concert so much fun. I was on cloud 9. I was on cloud 1,500,000 million bajillion. Okay. And then we did the U+, which was really fun. I did like the zombie pose because of course I did, because Zombie is my favorite. I love her. I may or may not include my pictures. I'm very awkward, and when I'm very excited, I cheese really hard. And so I like cheese like an idiot sometimes in my photos, or if I'm too conscious of the fact that I probably will cheese like an idiot, I do the... And so my photos never turn out great. I am not photogenic by any means, but Purple Kisses, and they're gorgeous and beautiful and wonderful. For the U+, nothing crazy really happened, though. As I was walking up, Dozy did say like hello again, but for the most part I just waved and said hi to the girls again, and then we left, and then it was selfie time. And again, nothing too crazy happened during selfie time, except for where they had us. So when they do selfie time, well, when they do the pictures at all, they have like 6 light rings, and they are on like max brightness. They are blinding. They're absolutely blinding. Like you cannot see. And where they had us like sectioned for Atlanta was like after you did Swan, the door was like right there, but it was like windows then door, right, okay. But it was so blinding that I couldn't really see. And so after I took the picture with Swan, I like was like, okay, like bye, thank you so much, like I'll like, I hope like have a nice night. And like, you know, like Swan was like, okay, yeah, thank you. And I turn around to leave, but I forget that it's window and then door. And so I turn around and I go and I walk, and I just barely brace, like, cause something, I was like, you know, like when you feel like something is off. So I'm like walking forward towards the window that I don't realize is there. And I like kind of like, I'm like, wait, something's weird. So I stick my hand out and I was like, oh my God, I almost hit that. And I say this out loud, and like everybody just like kind of turns and looks at me, and I'm like, please don't. And then I run out the door quickly, and that's how my night ended. And that's how I ended the Atlanta tour. Almost concussing myself in front of Swan and Purple Kiss again. Yep, twice. twice. Twice your girl almost killed herself in front of Purple Kiss. The track record be tracking. So yeah, that happened. Afterwards, me and Haley talked some more and we laughed about it, and then we said goodbye and we drove back home to Atlanta. So we didn't stay in Atlanta. I have a 2-hour drive from where I live to Atlanta, so that morning we drove up and that night we drove back. But it was very fun. Mom had fun, Oliver had fun. Oliver said he would go again, which is always a compliment. Perky, we hear that? I'll go again. We'll go again. I'll buy more tickets. Give me a little time to save, but I'll buy more tickets. And then it was time for Orlando. I do have a little bit of vlog footage from the time in between Orlando, like us prepping to go to Florida, because I do live in Georgia, obviously, since, like I said, Atlanta's only 2 hours away from me. So going to Orlando was a lot more of an ordeal. We are heading to class today, which is going to be my last class of the week, because, you know, we're heading to Florida for Perky after I get out of class. It was going to be like right after I get out of class, but me and Mom are so not ready. I feel like we knew Purple Kiss was soon, but like we still were like not prepared. Usually we're already prepared, like we're packed. Oh my gosh, I've been talking for like a hot minute and it turned off on me. So hi, let's try this again. So hi, hello. Today is the day that we drive down to Florida, but me and Mom are kind of like unprepared for this trip, like a little like prepared but unprepared all at the same time. Like I think in a way we knew that it was coming up, and we kept telling ourselves like, oh, the concert's soon, like we need to be ready, concert soon, but like somehow we're still like struggling the morning of. Like I'm only half packed. I have to go to class. There's some other things that we need to do today before we leave, and so yeah, it's just a little bit hectic, but I guess that's okay because today is Tuesday and the first concert isn't Orlando isn't until tomorrow. After I get out of class though, I'm gonna head to Staples to pick up one of the things that I want the girls to sign for me. I made these little like digital collages the other night that I think will be really cute and kind of funny for them to sign, and I think they might think it's cute. I don't know. I'm kind of excited about it. No, not kind of. I am very excited about it. I hope they enjoy it. And then we're going to Hobby Lobby because, as I was trying to explain in the previous section, before I realized rudely that my camera was not in fact filming, me and Mom made each of the girls a gift. So Mom made them these really cute bracelets that she learned how to make, and she put them in these like nice little like gift boxes for them. And I put together something to give them with the help of Mom too for mine, because mine were a lot. But we made them hair clips. So we put together the wings that I crocheted, 2 of the wings. Instead of keeping it as one wing, we put the 2 wings together, like crocheted them together. So, and then turned it into a hairpin for them to wear, like a hair clip for them to wear. And it has like, what does it say again? I think it says Perky and then their name. So we made 6 of those, and we were trying to find out a way to like package them, but we didn't end up liking the way that it was packaged. We're gonna return the packing supplies so we can have a little bit of money back. And then I'm going to Staples to pick up those papers. And I'm stopping at the post office today because I have a lot of things that need to be sent off. It's so crazy. The turnaround time, I guess, I don't know. I guess I thought there was more than 48 hours in between Atlanta. This is a learning curve, okay? If we ever want to do multiple stops again, which I probably would only do for Purple Kiss, we actually need to get through experiencing 3 concerts. I am looking forward to it, and it is kind of nice to know. I was seeing some friends post things about the Jacksonville concert and seeing them talk about it and enjoy the Jacksonville concert, and it kind of made me feel really like excited because I was like, I get to do that again. Like I get to partake in that again. Okay, I just got out of Staples from picking up the posters, and they look so cute. So like, I guess they're not posters, I shouldn't say that. They're just like regular like 8x11 papers, but it's printed on cardstock, which makes it a little bit nicer, like a white cardstock. But look at it. So there's one for each member, obviously, because I'm not gonna not do that. So we have swans, we have Yukis, and I put my photos with both, like with them from both tour stops so far that I've gone to. So we have my one from Festa and my one from like the Atlanta stop. So Yukis, we have Ieres. I kind of realized I put like the selfies with them in like the same spot. Okay. Go Ones, which I think Go Ones might be my favorite. I think it's just really cute. There's also a lot more recent pictures, I think, on Go Ones than everybody else. Plus, like, the mean photos, obviously. And then we have thosies, which feels like it's lacking in photos. I should have added some more. And then we have Jian. I included the photo from when she sat next to us at the tour. Or I guess at Atlanta, but yeah. So that is one of my 2 more things that I need to get signed. But okay, heading to my next stop, then heading home, and then we should be getting ready to go. And our drive down, so we actually got to stay with my grandfather when we went down to Florida, which made the trip a little bit, you know, cheaper and easier on us, because his house is 2 hours away from Orlando, and then like 15 minutes away from, or 30 minutes away from like the Tampa like location. So it was like, it made it a little bit easier. But from our house to his house was like an 8.5-hour drive. So that was a very long drive. I made Shy a poster, a Hongjoong poster on our way down. So that killed some time. And me and mom switched off between, actually no, on the drive down there I don't think we switched off. Mom did most of the driving, so thank you, mom. On the way back we switched back and forth, but mom still did most of the driving on the way back. Thank you again, mom. I appreciate you for driving so much. But yeah, so Orlando was next. First, getting to Orlando was like a hot mess. Thinking, you know, we left at a good time. Our pushback, like our arrival time kept getting pushed back. I think our arrival time got pushed back by 1.5 hours. We were in the car so long. Once we got there and we got in line, me and mom started passing out freebies to everybody that was already there for VVIP and everything. I always enjoy handing out freebies and giving stuff to people, giving people their bias and seeing people's reactions. For the most part, everybody really liked it. I did hear that some people thought that we were passing out broken hearts. They do look a little weird. Some of them look more wingy than others. When you put both, like if we did the pair, like the wings together, they look more like a pair of wings, but because we were only doing the one, because I did not have time to crochet everybody 2 wings, like that would have just taken way too long. Some people couldn't tell that they were wings, but that's okay. As long as people liked them and thought they were cute. I guess that's really all that matters at the end of the day. But in Orlando, I also got to meet a longtime Instagram mutual. It was so nice to meet them because they always like not always, but usually they always make their own like outfit for the concert. They'll like recreate a stage outfit. And so they recreated Swan's like red suit dress thing from Cabin Fever, and it looks so cool and it looks so good, and I was so excited to like, because I have watched them like I said, they've been a long time mutual, and so I've watched them like upload all their like outfits that they've made for these concerts, and I was like, I really want to see one of them live. And so I finally got to like witness her like wearing one of her outfits that she made for her concert like on my own, and I was like, that's so cool, it's so cool. And she was so sweet. She gifted me this like purse that she made. It's a little heart-shaped purse. I've used it several times already, and it's just so cute. It's green and pink, which is my favorite color combination. I love green and pink. The other thing that I really enjoy about Leo Presents is once you are tagged with your wristband, they will line you back up according to your wristband number. And so after you get your wristband, you don't have to come back until like they tell you to. And so afterwards, because it was pretty hot in Orlando, the theater that we were at was actually kind of nice because The theater itself wasn't. I have beef with the theater they chose for Orlando, and we'll talk about that in a second when we talk about like the inside of the arena and stuff. The outside pathway actually had a lot of trees, and so it was fairly shaded. So even though it was hot, it wasn't quite as bad because like it wasn't like direct sun blaring on you because there was so much shade. So that did help. But it was also in like the business district of Orlando. There was like all these business people dressed in like, you know, business suits, walking around where it's like all of us in like our K-pop gear, which was really funny because they would like look at us and be like, what are they doing? Like, what is going on here? It's like noon on a Wednesday. Like, what are these people doing? And I was like, haha. But we were walking around and we found this like cool little like alien, it was called like Alien Treats or something like that. It was like a little like ice cream place. It was so good. And we sat in there, enjoyed their AC, and ate ice cream and chit-chatted. It was really fun. And then so the outside was more covered. It was nice. We had ice cream. I'm trying to remember where I was because I paused it and I just got back. I guess we'll just move to the start of like VIP stuff. So again, the first thing that we did was fan sign. And for the fan sign event today for Orlando, Mom made Purple Kiss their own bracelets and gave them to each of the girls. They were really cute, and there's gonna be a surprise about those bracelets later in the video, but she handed those out and she got her tour set signed for herself. And then I got these little posters that I made for and Yuki starts off the fan sign, and as soon as I put it down, she like looked at it and busted out laughing in her like very like Yuki way. Like if you know Yuki's laugh, like you know the laugh I'm talking about. And so it was really cute. She was so excited about it, and she just kept laughing when she saw it because the little things that I made had both like just like nice good photos of them. It had like my 2 selfies from Atlanta and the Festa tour, and then it had like kind of like meme photos of them, cute ones, but like still like fun photos of them. And I thought they were really cute, so I was really happy that he was like super excited about it. And then it was Goan, and you know, we said hi and stuff, and then Dozy was right after Goan. And when I got to Dozy, she was like, oh, like, hi, like, nice to see you again, thank you for coming again. And I was like, oh my god, like I was like, oh yeah, like of course. And then I told her that I would be at Tampa tomorrow too, and she was like, oh really? I was like, yeah. And then she like signed my thing, and like Goan overheard, and she was like, oh, like twice? And I was like, yeah, like because she was waiting, the person behind me was still with, I think it was Mom, and she was still at Goan because she, you know, Mom was trying to give her a gift too, like was still at Yuki because she was also like getting something signed and giving a gift. And then it was Ire, and Ire always, because when I went to the Festa tour, I also got them to sign something that I made, and Ire always gets like really excited when you bring something that you made for them to sign, because she'll always be like, oh, like you made this, like that's so cool. And so she did it again. She was like, you made this? And I was like, yeah, it's because you're so pretty, like I couldn't choose like just one photo. And she was like, oh. And I was like, yeah, you're welcome. And then it was Chain and Swan, and nothing really happened with those two, or at least nothing that I remember, because it is now May and I'm filming this. And then it was group photos, and nothing too crazy happened, like nothing like super like standouty happened for group photos. And then later on, like before sound check, or then we got let in for sound check.
첫 곡 가겠습니다. 셋, 둘, 하나, 고!
So after sound check, there was a couple in front of us, and they drove down from Virginia to go to the concert. And so we were talking to them, and that is when I get a notification on my phone that I got a message from Leo Presents. I won a Polaroid at the Orlando stop, and I was so super excited about it. And so like I went up there to go get it, and there were some other girls that had already like gotten the notification that they won as well that were up there that saw it before me. So there were 4 of us up there, so we didn't see like who the other 2 people were that won the other 2 Polaroids. Oh, at Orlando I pulled swans. I got swans. Like I said, like the girl, she had a bag and you would go up there and you would give her your phone and she would check your account and she would check the message, you know, make sure like it was actually your account and, you know, like the message was legit and like you didn't just like cheat or something. And so she checked it and then she like would reach into her bag and she like pulled it out and you handed it to you and then you would walk away. And I pulled swan. I got swan. I was like, oh my God's divine. Like she loves me. The Jesuses of the world love me. Yeah, I was so excited about it. And like I said, there were 4 other girls up there. One of the girls pulled Ire, one of the girls pulled Chan, and one of the girls pulled Gowan. And I think we just didn't know who pulled Dozy or Yuki. So hopefully they got chosen before the end of the night and they got their Polaroid. But one of the girls asked if we could do like a little like Polaroid like shot together of like all the winners. So we did that and I thought that was very cute. I'm gonna put the photo in here, but I'm gonna blur out everybody's like Polaroid because I don't like, they're not disclosed. I don't want to share it, but I did think it was cute that we all did like a little photo together. The actual show was a lot of fun. I will say though, the Orlando Plorys had the most energy. Like they were the loudest.
Wow. Honestly, I have a line that, wow, let's hear you scream again, but you guys are already screaming. So I don't need to do that line, and I'll ask you. We just performed Side to Side by Ariana Grande and Nicki Minaj, and how was it?
Like they screamed, they did the fan chants, like it was like high energy the entire night. There were some times when it was too high energy, people were getting a little too rowdy, and Swan specifically had to check us. She was like, okay, yeah, I know you're having fun, but like, you know, we have like, I need you guys to like listen and like, you know, because like they would be talking and people would like still be like screaming and stuff, and she'd be like, okay, like, you know, listen to us talk, please. And for the most part, people did after that, which was very nice. I was like, thank you, please don't talk over the members. I would like to hear what they're saying, thank you. But more than once, the girls kept saying like they were having a hard time listening to their inner ear because like we were so loud that they were having a hard time like hearing the music and hearing their cues. So I thought that was really cool.
I was actually putting one of my in-ears in, but your cheers were so loud that I couldn't listen to the music well.
너무 감사했습니다.
I was really thankful and grateful.
Right before sound check again, and this time they didn't tell us that we had to sit down, so I was like, okay, they're not gonna come out into the crowd tonight, which again, because Orlando was standing room only, it makes sense. And it was a very small venue, like there was no way they could come out into the crowd and make sure that all 6 members were safe. Like it was just one of those things, like it makes sense why they didn't do that. During sound check, they usually wear like gifts from the fans that they got during the fan sign. And for context, Mom's bias is go on. And when they came back out,
Now, for real, we'll leave you with the last song.
Okay, now let's enjoy it till the end. Ready? Let's go!
we saw that Go-eun had Mom's bracelet on, and I just thought that was so sweet and so cute. Mom's bias had her bracelet, and you can see it in the group photo too that she's wearing the bracelet, and Mom was very excited, and I was very excited for Mom. Like, it was like a all around like, yes. They did wear the like long sleeve white shirts for the Orlando because they changed like their encore outfits, because there was a lot of like clothing merch for this tour. So they changed like their tops, like the shirts that they wore for a lot of the stops, and they wore the long sleeve white shirt, which I also bought. I have that one and this one that I bought myself. And I just felt bad that they chose this night to wear the white ones, because I was like, y'all are been complaining this entire night that y'all are like super, super, super hot, and you guys are wearing the long sleeves ones tonight. But then after the concert, we had the high touch, which high touch I really don't remember much about. Like, high touch is always so fast, and I have a hard time remembering anything about high touch whenever I do high touch. But we had VVIP. So after high touch, we were done or Mom was done for the night. But, oh, I didn't put this in here. But like I mentioned, I bought one selfie ticket. I also did this at Atlanta. I didn't mention this earlier, because I switched my ticket from an everything ticket to from like the general ticket to the everything ticket right before Atlanta. I wasn't able to find anybody. I was trying to give away my GA ticket, but I was having a hard time finding anybody that could take it. So I ended up just having like an extra GA ticket, which kind of sucked, but it is what it is. But my selfie ticket, I was like, I don't want to take my OT6 like selfies and then have one more selfie ticket left over to take with just one of the members, because that would feel mean to me. Like, at my heart, I was like, I can't do it. And so right before like the concert started, there was a girl that was sitting like either behind us or next to us, I can't remember, but we like turned around and we were like, do you have selfie tickets? And she was like, no, I didn't buy any of the selfie tickets. And I was like, do you want one? And she was like, yeah. And I handed it to her and I was like, you can take this. And she was like, oh my god, thank you so much. I was like, you're welcome. I wonder who she picked. I should have asked her to tell me who she was going to take her selfie with, because I didn't think about that. I was just like, yeah, you can have it. I don't need 7. Like, I don't need 7. And so for Orlando, on the way down there, I was checking the tickets online, and I was like, well, I don't want to buy an everything ticket because I don't really care about the U+ photo. But I saw that they still had the selfie, the OT6 selfie like photo like bundle package thing, and I was like, what if I get it? And Mom was like, you can do what you want. And I was like, I'm gonna get it. And so literally on the drive down to Orlando, so like the day before the Orlando concert, I bought the OT6. So again, I was like in this position where I had the 6 now plus 1. And so I gave it to this random guy. We had finished all the fan sign stuff and we were getting lined up to do sound check. And I walked to, I think he was a VIP, so I think he just got sound check and early entry. But I remember he wasn't GA, but he obviously wasn't everything. And I was like, do you have selfie tickets? And he was like, no. I was like, do you want one? And he was like, I like did the same thing. I was like, would you like one? And he was like, yeah. And it was cute because later on we ended up in the same, like near each other to like go do the selfies. He did his selfie with Dozy, which I thought was really nice, which was really sweet. I was like, yes, go guy. I support you. Just for context, because I know I mentioned it earlier, and if you guys were wondering. So I did not use my extra like one that I bought originally when I bought my VIP, because I bought an OT6, and I just decided to give it to my extra one to a Plory that I thought could enjoy it or would like it. So high touch, like I said, I didn't really remember anything. Then they did the group U+, because they always end with selfies, and so I didn't do the group U+, but like everything did, and whoever bought the U+. And then I did the selfies, and when we did the selfies, it was really like I tried to do like the perky sign with all of them, which didn't work out quite as good as I was hoping. One of my favorite things that happened during the tour. So you were lined, so when you came in the building, you were at like the back of the building, but you could see the members and everybody else taking their selfie photos basically. And like I mentioned earlier, like the ring lights are like super bright, and you they kind of hurt your eyes, and I feel bad for the girls, and you can't really see past them. And Swan was like, I could see that Swan was like trying to see past, and she was like, and they had just started the line basically, and so there was nobody at her yet because she was at the very end. Like, I think the first person was only at Dozy, who was like third in line. So like she was waiting for like somebody to come, like for it to be her turn basically to take a photo, and she was like, I can't see you guys back there, like I know you're back there but I can't see you. And then she said something else, and I said something, like I replied, like I kind of like yelled without yelling, you know, like, and then I was like, yeppada, and she says something in Korean, and I was like, no, like that's all I know is like yeppada. I know a little bit more than yeppada, but I didn't know what she said. And she was like, oh well, I said your Korean is very good, and I was like, that's not true, that's a lie. And she was like, yeah, I know. I'm like, y'all, when I say I dropped to the floor, I literally dropped to the floor freaking laughing, and the girl behind me in line was also laughing. We were cackling so hard. It was so iconic because like she did not miss a beat, like neither of us, like we were just going, and I thought it was so funny. And then I did my selfies with each of the girls, and it was kind of the end of the night. Yeah, I don't remember too much after that, but it was really fun. Orlando was very, very fun. I ended up doing the drive back from Orlando, which I was kind of nervous about, but it turned out to be fine. I did get stuck on a toll road, so we did have to pay a toll fee. My bad. I missed the exit to get off the toll road. It was not my fault. The GPS did not tell me when to exit the toll road, and so I was just like, and I was like, wait a minute, didn't it say this was supposed to turn into a toll road? So yeah, and then we got back to my grandfather's house. Hi guys, I feel like this vlog is so discombobulated. I will do my best to put it all together in the end. Me and mom just got back from Orlando. It is 1 in the morning. It was a great show. The energy was really nice tonight. I had a really good time. It was nice seeing the girls again. It's been really fun to do multiple stops. This is my first time ever doing multiple stops. Also, I feel like all my makeup wore off in like the very center of my nose where my highlight was. So there's just like a circle right here, and then all my other makeup is anyway, I look crazy. It's been so much fun. It was so much fun. The concert itself was so much fun. The girls had so much fun. It's been a great tour so far. And tomorrow's the last day. I'm so sad, but also kind of happy because I'm tired. I can only imagine how they feel actually like doing all the work of like doing the performances and traveling. But I really love Purple Kiss. They're my favorites. I love them so much. They make me so happy. I'm not gonna cry. Tomorrow at Tampa, I don't know anybody going to Tampa, so I won't meet any new mute, but I am still hoping it will be really fun. We have everything, so I started the tour and I'm ending the tour with everything. It's bittersweet. I'm giving them their hairpins tomorrow. Oh, I took mine out. It's in the car. I'm like a mess. It was a long car ride back, but we're here. We're back, and the Tampa stop tomorrow is like 30 minutes away from my grandfather's house, so that will make this, it'll be just like a hop and a skip over. Bye. And we took showers and basically passed out. And then it was time for Tampa. And the Tampa one was it's kind of like a historical building now, but it used to be like a community center, and it was really cool. It was a really interesting old building. I learned some of the history of the building. One, because there was a guy across the street that was doing like tours around the area, and two, because this guy that was in the elevator with me when I had to go downstairs to the bathroom was like talking about it and like the history of, like I said, this was the day that me and mom both had everything, and this was our original everything ticket day, because we chose Tampa because it was only like a 30 minutes drive from my grandfather's house, so that way it made it a little bit easier on us. Like we didn't have to like get up super early. We still got up pretty early. We ended up being 16th and 17th in line. We were trying to like get front row, but not trying hard, like, you know what I mean. We ended up being like the first two seats and the second row in the middle, which like was really good seats. I enjoyed getting the seats that we got. Yeah, and everybody outside was pretty nice. A lot of the people that were there for Tampa had also gone to Orlando. There were some people that didn't, but a lot of them did, and Tampa was the smallest show I went to. Everything didn't even sell out, which was really sad. I think we only got up to 56 for everything, And like, I think I mentioned already in the video, they sold 70 everything tickets for each stop. So that was kind of sad that like they didn't sell out even everything. And it was the second to last stop of the tour. So it was Tampa and then it was Miami and then they were done. But the other thing was everybody was really, really chill. Like there was a fan who kind of like camped out. So she was like numbering everybody. So you could like kind of like, and everybody already knew, because like I said, there wasn't that many of us who like, they would like, we would all like leave and walk away and stuff. And me and mom like walked to this like pizza joint that was like not too far away, and their pizza was like really good. It was really big too. Like it was like, we got one slice each. We only got a slice. Like both of us only got a slice, but the slices of pizza were freaking huge. And they were so good. Though at the pizza place, I embarrassed myself because was like gonna wait for a table, and I was like, well, I need to go to the bathroom. So I went to the bathroom, and when I got back out, I was like looking around because it was a small place, and I was like, I would notice mom if she was sitting down, like, where is she? And then I noticed she was outside the restaurant because they had like an inside restaurant area and then like an outside like takeout window. And she told me that while she was in the bathroom, she decided that we would like to just do the takeout and we would eat it at the venue. Because mom is like the opposite of me. She's way more anxious, and she's like, I would just feel better if we were by the venue. And I was like, I don't care, as long as I have pizza and food and drink, I don't care. But so she was already outside, and so I go up to the door, and I like, it says to pull it, and so I did, but it's not opening. And I was like, weird. It even said to pull. I can read sometimes. I am dyslexic, but I'm like, I can, like, I'm pulling, like, why isn't the door opening? And so then I try to push it because I was like, maybe this is an April Fool's thing. Like, it's February, but maybe we're early. So I try to push it and it doesn't work. And so then I just stop, and I'm standing in front of the door like a fucking Sims character, like what do I do? I can't get out. I was like, they wouldn't lock the door. They have customers in here. They wouldn't just lock us in. And so I'm also like panicking in the back of my head. I'm like, why isn't this door opening? And this guy comes up behind me and he's like, you gotta pull it. And I was like, can I like start to pull it again? He was like, no, like pull it. And I like pull like really hard. I was like, oh my God, it does open. I just say this. And he was like, yeah, it does open. It does. And he like starts kind of like laughing at me as he's like walking away, and I'm just like, and mom, I'm gonna tell mom, and she was like, why are you like this? And I was like, I don't know. I am your daughter. And then she leaves me to go to the bathroom, and I wait for our pizza. We get the pizza, mom comes back out, we go back and wait in line. And then it's time for fan sign. After we eat the pizza much time later, it's not just like immediately, obviously. It's time for the first event of the day, which is the fan sign, which was really, really fun because as we were going down, like Gowen recognized me this time, and Gowen was like, oh, thank you for coming back. And I was like, thank you. But I also gave them a gift today, this time around, but I gave them like little hair pins. I gave it to each of them, and as I was handing it to them, my like hands were shaking. I was like very anxious, and I was like kind of like already having post-concert depression like during the concert, because I was like, this is my last stop. I was so sad. I was so sad about it being my last stop, and I feel bad. Like, I feel like I have no right to be sad that it was my last stop, because I went to 3 stops, and like most, like there were people that couldn't even go to 1, and I feel like, and I am grateful and I am thankful, but I was just like also like sad because I don't know, I feel the happiest when I'm on like tour with Perky and like I'm going to concerts, Perky concerts. Like the last time I was like that crazy like happy and just having like a crazy good time was when I went to Festa with Rachel. Like Festa with Rachel just felt so perfect too. Like I have very fond memories. Like there were things that happened that like weren't great, or like, you know, like bad things still happened, like, or not bad things, but like inconvenient things still happened. But like for the most part, it just like, I don't know. Anyway, but yeah, so it was fan sign. And so Gowen was like, said, you know, like, I'm glad to see you again. And then the same thing happened with Dozy. And then again, when I gave Ire the headband, I was like, yeah, this is like for you. I made this like for you guys. And she was again like, you made this too? And I was like, yes, it did. Thank you. And yeah, so that was fan sign. And I was shaking like a leaf the entire freaking fan sign. Absolutely shaking. And then after fan sign, it was group photos. Again, nothing too crazy happened. And then sound check. which was also very chill. Tampa was just very, very chill. Like, everybody was very chill at Tampa. Nobody was, like, everything was just chill and, like, vibey, if that makes sense. And then right before the concert again, we were sitting and we were waiting, you know, before the concert starts. And this time, Mom gets a notification on her phone that she won a Polaroid. And she's, like, so excited. She jumps up, because at this point I technically, like, Oliver won one, I won one, and so Mom was like, oh my god, I got one this time. So Mom jumps up to go get one, and she's like gone, and as I'm sitting there, I get a notification again that I won one too. So me and Mom both won one for Tampa. I also go up there, but I didn't see Mom, so I assumed that she had already got hers. But I found out later that, like, when she got up there, she was the first person to, like, get the message, and the lady was like, I haven't even, like, gotten the, like, screenshot that they send me of the 6 accounts that they chosen. So she was like, so can you wait just 1 second, so like when they send me that screenshot I can verify. So Mom had gone to the bathroom and came back after, and I was like, oh, that's why I couldn't find you, because, like, I went up there and I got mine, and, like, I was expecting that when I got back I would see her at our seats, and she wasn't, and I was like, where did this woman go? It was so funny because the night before, me and Haley were talking, and she was like, you know, it'd be really crazy is if you got a 3rd one from Tampa and you pulled Dozy for your 3rd one. And I was like, or like as like for the next stop. And I was like, that would be absolutely insane to have Go One, Dozy, and Swans, like, Polaroids. I was like, that would be absolutely insane. But I was like, but honestly, I don't expect to get another one, because, like, I know that technically Oliver got the first one, but I was like, but, like, I technically already own 2. So, like, I'm not banking on getting a 3rd one, basically. And she was like, you never know. And I was like, you're right, you never know. And so I get back to my seat. Well, I had already looked at my Polaroid, but I'll tell you what I pulled in a second. But I get back to the seat and I'm like, Mom, like, what did you get? Who did you get? And Mom got Go One. Mom pulled Go One. She pulled her bias again. I was like, dang, Go One really loves you. Like, Go One is obsessed with you, honestly, because she wore your gift and you pulled her Polaroid. I was like, that's absolutely crazy. And then I got Dozy, and so I immediately text, like, Haley, and I'm like, Haley, you predicted the future. She was like, I need to go buy lottery tickets. Like, I can't believe I did that. So yeah, I got Dozy, which is, like, completely insane. That was so insane. And then Tampa happened. The Tampa concert was so much fun, so good. I sang my little heart out again. Like, also, like, low-key crying as I am. I'm over here like, baby. Because in the back of my head, as I'm like singing, I'm like, it's also the last day. Like, this is the last time I can zombie with Purple Kiss. Like, I have to zombie by myself until the next tour now. Like, that's so depressing. Tampa was seated again, so they did the whole like, you know, like when we come back out, you know, if we come back out for like an encore, like hint, hint, wink, wink, like, you know, make sure you stay seated. And this time I knew, and I was the aisle seat this time. And so I was like, oh my gosh, I want to make sure I get like good video, but I like did not get good video. I messed it up and I low-key salty with myself, but we're not going to focus on that. But I did get this really cute clip of like Yuki. Like, it's a really short clip of Yuki like walking past us and like waving at my camera. She had like a little tiara on. It was very, very cute. But I also noticed that for Encore, Ire actually put the hair pieces that I made them. She actually had it, made it like they attached it to her microphone. Which I thought that was really cute and really sweet that they did that and that they brought it out on stage. So yeah, that made me really happy. And that was the end of my Purple Kiss Headway experience. That was all the stops I did and all the shenanigans that went on. Oh, we did selfie times too. There were selfie times too for Tampa, and I don't remember too much about them other than being low-key sad that it was the end. The end. Crying, screaming, throwing up. I kid you not, I was like, Mom, what if we go to Miami? And Mom was like, Miami is like freaking like 8 hours. It's gonna be a 12-hour like drive and we gotta get a hotel. Like, y'all, I really contemplated it because Miami still had tickets available and I was like, what if? But I was like, I have no money. And Mom was like, I also have no money. And I was like, yeah, I think that means that I need to just we need to go home. I think that's everything I wanted to talk about. I don't know, I rambled so much. I hope when I edit this, I can make this into one coherent vlog. And for the one person that said that they were waiting on this vlog and wanted to see it, here you are. I hope you enjoyed it and I hope it was fun. I know I'm gonna be excited to have this because sometimes I get really awkward when I post these like vloggy kind of videos because I'm like, nobody cares. Like, nobody cares. But I like it for like documentation purposes, for like memory and keeping purposes. And so I know that I'm going to be excited that I kept this footage and I posted this, if nothing else, for myself. But I hope somebody else can enjoy it, or you can enjoy it, whoever's watching this. Hello, hi. Also, I'm sorry my hair looks bad. My hair looks crazy today, but I was just... There's no saving it. There's no saving anything to do with me. I just look the way I look, okay? But yeah, that's all for today's video. I hope you guys stay happy, stay healthy, and stand Purple Kiss.